ॐ शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मत्श्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् हरि ओम्. Okay, so we'll probably do a quick review of the Saptashati Mala Mantra Vidhi. Shobha, would you be able to do it? Shobha, Ramesh.
Definitely. Yeah. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Saptashati Mala Mantra Vidhi. Pradhama Madhyottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Ruddra Rishayah Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswadyo Devataha Gayatrushnik Anuštubhas Chandamsi Nandas Shagampari Bhima Shaktayah Raktadandiga Durga Brahmaryo Jani Agnivayu Sur
Brahmaryo Bijani, and I didn't hear the letter B.
Oh, okay. Brahmaryo Bijani Agnivayu Surya Tatvani Rikyajusama Veda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarte Jabe Viniyoga Om Kadgini Shulini Gora Gadini Chakrini Tada Shankini Chabini Bana Bushundi Parikayuda Angrushtabhyam Namaha Shule Napayino Devi Pahi Kadgena Chambike Dandasvanena Pahi Gandasvanena Nafpahi Chabak Yanisvanena Cha Tarjanibhyam Namaha Pratyam Raksha Pradichyam Cha Chandige Raksha Dakshine Brahmanenatma Sulyasya Uttarasyam Tateshwari Madhyamabhyam Namaha Saumyani Yani Rupani Trailoke Vicharanti Te Yani Chatyartha Gorani Tairakshas Mamstada Bhuvam Katkashula Gadadini Anamika Bhyam Namaha Katkasula Gadadini Yani Chastrani Tembike Karapala Sangini Dairasman Raksha Sarvatah Kanishtigabhyam Namaha Sarvaswarube Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvite Bhayebhyasra Ino Devi Durge Devi Namosude Karadalagara Brishtabhyam Namaha Atgini Shulini Gora Gadini Chakrini Tada Shankini Chabini Bana Bushundi Parikayuda Hridayaya Namaha Shule Napahino Devi Pahi Katkena Chambike Kandasvanena Nafpahi Chabadyanisvanena Cha Sirase Swaha Pratyam Raksha Pradichyam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmanena Pasulasya Uttarasyam Tateshwari Shikaye Vashate Saumyani Yani Rupani Trailoke Vicharanti Te Yani Chatyartha Gorani Tairakshas Mamsada Bhuvam Kavachaya Hum Katkashula Gadadini Yani Chastrani Tembike Karapalo Sangini Tairasman Raksha Sarvata Netratraya Vaushate Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvide Bhayabhyasra Ino Devi Durge Devi Namosude Astraya Pate Om Bhurvaswarom Iti Digbandha Vidyuttama Savaprabha Mrikapati Skandastidam Bhishanam Kanya Vikkaravala Keda Vilasat Dastabira Sevitam Aste Chakra Gada Shikeda Vishikam Chabam Gunam Darjanim Viprana Manalatmikam Shashidaram Durga Trinetram Bhaje Dam Prativatmane Gandam Kalpayami Ham Akashatmane Pushpam Kalpayami Yam Vaivatmane Dupam Kalpayami Ram Agnyatmane Deepam Kalpayami Vam Amrutatmane Amrutam Kalpayami Sam Sarvatmane Samastopacharan Samarpayami.
Very good. Okay, so we'll get into the class. Sindhuji, you can be a student for the first half, and Shobha, you can be a student for the second class. First half, sorry. Shobha Suresh, first half. Okay. Okay, so I think we stopped at 8, right, in Siddha Kunjika Stotram. So we'll go with the 9. Let me just see. In this book and my script are slightly different in terms of numbers.
We
So,
stopped at 7, I think. We have to start at 8.
which line did we stop at exactly?
Just a minute.
Klimkari Kamarupinye Bijarupe Namostute.
Ainkari Srishtirupaya.
Ainkari Srishtirupaya Hrinkari Pratipalika.
Yeah. Then Klimkari Kamarupinye Bijarupe Namostute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Yes,
I finished that.
that's-
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. That's why I was getting a little confused because my book and my PDF and my printout are slightly different in terms of numbers. So, okay. Next one. Chamunda Chanda Ghati Cha Yaikari Varadahini Biche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini. So this one, like when we started with that Aimkari Srishti Rupaye, right? So we kind of said that Aim, Hreem, Kleem, Chamundaye, Biche. We said that earlier, right? In that thing. So in the previous stanza, right, it kind of said by the chanting of Aim, you become the creator. By the chanting of Hreem, you are the one who takes care of it. And the chanting of Kleem, you are the one who is the passion. You are in the form of passion. So Aim, Hreem, Kleem got covered in that previous stanza. So here in this one, the Chamundaye Biche portion is going to come. So the Chamundaye is actually two words, Chamunda and then I. Okay, those are the two different words which are in there. So he says, so salutations to you, O goddess, who's Namaste Mantra Rupini. So the salutations to you who is in the form of the mantrams, right, that we are chanting to that person, you salutations. Say Chamunda Chandagata. So the Chamunda portion of that is the one who's who's responsible for, who's the killer of Chanda, right? That's why she's called Chamunda, which is going to come later. Then the I, by chanting I, you give us boons. So Aikari Kamarupini, Aikari Varadayini. So the one who gives us boons, right? So the Yai, that thing is the one who gives us boons. And then Biche Chabayada Nityam. So the Biche is the one who actually gives us protection daily. So by saying that word Aim, Hreem, Kleem, Chamundaye, Biche, you're kind of saying all these things, right? The one who is creator, one who is the Pratipalika, one who is the form of passion, one who gives us all the boons, and all those things are embedded in that one
quick
mantram.
question. ராஜேஷ் ஒரு குயிக் கொஸ்டின். இதை நம்ம மந்திரமா எடுத்து சொல்லலாமா இப்படி நீங்க சொல்றது?
ஆமா, அது வந்து so Raghuvanna is going to come in August.
தீட்சா எடுத்த பின்ன தான்
So
சொல்லணும்.
you are, yeah, that's why I skipped over that Navakshari mantram, right? So
Okay, sure.
because I want you to get Diksha from him and then I'll teach that, okay?
Sure,
so that's why this is actually a Diksha mantra, this whatever we're just saying right now, but you will start chanting it later on once you get the Diksha. Okay. Okay. Chamunda Chanda Ghati Cha Yaikari Varadayini Viche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini. Short E.
Oh, short E, yeah.
Rupini. Mantra Rupini.
Okay, long போட்டிருக்கு Sanskrit.
Yeah, just change it to short. Both my text, both PDF and the thing print are saying short E only.
Okay.
Chamunda Chanda Ghati Cha Yaikari Varadayini Biche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini.
Chamunda Chanda. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chamunda Chandagati cha Aikari Varadayini Viche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini. Chamunda Chandagati cha Aikari Varadayini Viche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini.
Chamunda Chandagati Jayaikari Varadayini Viche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini. Chamunda Chandagati Jayaikari Varadayini Viche Chabayada Nityam Namaste Mantra Rupini.
Dham Dheem Dhoom Durjatef Patni Vam Beem Voom Vagadishwari Kram Kreem Kroom Kalika Devi Sham Shim Shume Shubham Kuru. So I won't know the meanings of this bija mantras, okay? So those are just sounds, but essentially it's saying Dham Dheem Dhoom Durjate Patni means the one who is the wife of Lord Shiva. Vam Beem Voom Vagadishwari. Vagadishwari is the one who is the goddess of speech, right? Vak Devi. Then Kram Kreem Krum Kalika Devi, oh goddess Kali. Sam Shim Shume Shubham Kuru. Please do good. Right now, I don't know why each of those letter sounds are coming in front. That is beyond our understanding. So, but here it's important to say these sounds properly, right? So the
Rajesh,
dha is
sorry
the
to interrupt. இந்த கந்த சஷ்டி கவச்சத்துல வரதல்ல
same thing it comes. All of those things come, right? Exactly. Yeah. So, see, the dha is the fourth one. So tha, the, right? The fourth dha. So dham, dheem, dhoom, dhurjatehe is there. Put a f. Dhurjatef, patni, vam, beam, boom, vagadishwari, kram, cream, kroom, kalika devi, shorty, sham, sheem, shum, me, shubham kuru, short. धाम धीम धूम धूर्जटेफ पत्नी वाम वीं वूं वागदीश्वरीं क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां शीं शूं मे शुभं कुरु
धाम धीम धूम दुर्जटे पत्नी वाम वीं वूम वागधीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शाम शीम शूम मे शुभम कुरु
कालिका देवी shorty
okay இதுல லாங் போட்டிருக்கு அதான்
okay இல்ல அது எப்பவுமே வந்து when the devi is the subject the devi is doing something then it's a long e so you're saying oh kalika devi oh goddess kali right so it's a o so you're addressing her so then it becomes a shorty
धाम धीम धूम दुर्जटे पत्नी वाम वीं वूम वागधीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी देवी शाम शीम शूम मे शुभम कुरु
धाम धीम धूम धूर्जटे पत्नी वाम वीं वूं वागधीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां शीं शूं मे शुभं गुरु धाम धीम धूम धूर्जटे पत्नी वाम वीं वूं वागधीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां शीं शूं मे शुभं गुरु
हुम हुम हुंकार रूपिण्यै जम 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 भनादिनी भ्रां भ्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः so this hum right you just remember this I will tell you when it comes later so this is telling this word you devi who has the form of the sound hum so the sound hum has a form so you have that form and later on you see when some of these battles are going to happen devi will say hum and the asura will become bhasma right so that is the power of that letter hum the sound hum there so he says who has the form rupinye who has a form of the sound hum jam 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 jhambanadini your sound is like the thunderbolt sound that is there and bhram breem broom bhairavi so goddess bhairavi then bhavanyete namo namaha my salutations to you oh bhavani so bhavanyete is referring to bhavani aite so it's for goddess bhavani my salutations as well hum hum humkara rupinyai jam 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 jambha nadini bhram so this is the fourth bha okay the fourth one pa pa bha bha the fourth one bhram bhreem broom bhairavi bhadre bhavanyete namo namaha hum hum humkara rupinyai jam 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 jambanadhini भ्रां भ्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः
हुम हुम हुंकार रूपिण्ये जम 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 बनाधिनी भ्रां भ्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्ये ते नमो नमः
भवान्यै ते
न्यै ते
it's bhavani aite so bhavanyai te y sound
yaite okay
yeah.
भवान्यै ते okay
yeah.
हुम हुम हुंकार रूपिण्ये जम 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 बनाधिनी भ्रां भ्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः
இல்ல நீங்க ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா நான் ஆட் பண்ற I'm hearing that extra bhavanyai te
ய போட்டிருக்கு ந and ய ஞை போட்டிருக்கு
this is only in and a ya
okay
bhavanyai te
भवान् यैते
yeah that's it bhavanyai te
नमो नमः
yeah oh Sindhuji you're on mute
हुम हुम हुंकार रूपिण्ये जम 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 जम्बनादिनी Bhram Bhrim Bhrum Bhairavi Bhadre Bhavanyai De Namo Namaha. Hum Hum Hungara Rovinne Jam 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 Jambanadini. Bhram Bhrim Bhrum Bhairavi Bhadre Bhavanyai De Namo Namaha.
Ankam cham tam tam pam yam sham veem dum aim veem ham ksham dhijagram trotaya deeptam kuru kuru swaha. So I don't know what any of those letters are, but it kind of says, get rid of, tear apart all the things, bad things that are there, and throw some light on me, throw some devotion, which is the second line's meaning, but the first line we just say the matrika aksharams there. So ang, kam, cham, tam, tam, pam, yam, sham, veem, dum, aim, veem, hum, ksham. The last one is a ksha, k, h, right? Dhijagram, trotaya, deeptam, kuru, swaha. Ankam cham tam tam pam yam veem, Ankam cham tam tam pam yam sham veem dum aim veem ham ksham dhijagram trotaya deeptam kuru swaha.
Kam cham tam tham pam yam sham veem dhum aim veem ham ksham dijagram trotaya deeptam kuru swaha. Kam cham tam tham pam yam sham veem dhum aim veem ham ksham dijagram trotaya deeptam kuru swaha.
Kam cham tam tam pam yam sham veem dum aim veem ham sham dhijagram trodaya deeptam kuru swaha. Kam cham tam tam pam yam sham veem dum aim veem ham sham dhijagram trodaya deeptam kuru swaha.
Pam pim pum parvati purna kham khim khum khechari tata sam sim sum saptashati devya mantra siddhim kurushvame. So Pam Pim Pum Parvati, the one who is the daughter of the mountain, Parvati Purna, the one who is complete, Kham Kim Kum Khechari Tata, the one who is able to fly in the sky, Sam Sim Sum Saptashati Devya Mantra Siddhim Kurishwame. So Sam Sim Sum, one who is the goddess of the Saptashati, please give me the Siddhi, please give me the knowledge and the ability to chant the Devi Mahatmyam Saptashati properly, right? Give me the blessings for that. So Pam Pim Pum Parvati Purna Kham. So this is the second Kha. Okay. So Kham, Khim, Khum, Khechari. All of them are the second Kha. Khechari Tatha. Sam, Sim, Sum, Saptashati Devya Mantra Siddhim Kurushwame. Pam Pim Pum Parvati Purna Kham Khim Khum Khechari Tata Sam Sim Sum Saptashati Devya Mantra Siddhim Kurushwame.
Pam pim pum parvati purna kham khim khum khechari tata sam sim sum saptashati devya mantra siddhim kurushvame. Pam pim pum parvati purna kham khim khum khechari tata sam sim sum saptashati devya mantra siddhim kurushvame.
Pam pim pum parvati purna kham khim khum khejari tada sam sim sum saptashadi devya mantra siddhim kurushvame. Pam pim pum parvati purna kham khim khum khejari tada sam sim sum saptashadi devya mantra siddhim kurushvame.
Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hetave abhaktenaiva datavyam gopitam raksha parvati. So Shiva is saying this kunchika stotram, which is like we said, this is like the unhidden. The song which is the song Siddhi, which is the highest song of perfection, which opens up what is there, the inner self, right? So it is this unhidden song of perfection which is there. You should keep it as gopitam. You should keep it as a secret, because people who are abhakte, people who are not devoted, people who are not religious, or people who should not land into, they should not who are not devotees, they should not land on it. So please keep it a secret. So those who are not devotees, they do not get access to it, because this is the reason for the inner awakening. And we saw earlier also, it talks about how you can make things which move, you can make it still and all that once you reach a level of perfection on this, right? So he says, so again, he reminds that keep it a secret. Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hetave abhakte naiva datavyam gopitam raksha parvati. Shortly. Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hetave abhakte naiva datavyam gopitam raksha parvati.
Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hetave abhakte naiva dhatavyam gopitam raksha parvati. Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hetave abhakte naiva dhatavyam gopitam raksha parvati.
Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hedave abhakte naiva dadavyam govidam raksha parvati. Idam tu kunchika stotram mantra jagarti hedave abhakte naiva dadavyam govidam raksha parvati.
Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim pathet na tasya jayate siddhir aranye rodanam yatha. Just again wraps it up by saying Devi Mahatmyam Saptashati you read, you will get a lot of benefits for sure. But if you read that without saying the Siddha Kunjika Stotram, you won't cross over the final thing. It will be like a last barrier which is still going to be there, a veil which still separates you. So by reading this and by reading the Saptashati, you finally get to the state of perfection. So that is why this is important to read it along with the Durga Saptashati. Yastu Kunchikaya Devi, short e, Hinam Saptashatim Pathet na tasya jayate siddhir aranye. You can break it at that ra. Siddhir aranye rodanam yatha. Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim pathet na tasya jayate siddhir aranye rodanam yatha.
Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim patet natasya jayate siddhir aranye rodanam tata yatha. Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim patet natasya jayate siddhir aranye rodanam yatha.
The Devi in the first line is a short E, okay?
Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim paded na tasya jayate siddhiraranye rodanam yatha. Yastu kunchikaya devi hinam saptashatim paded na tasya jayate siddhiraranye rodanam yatha. Rajesh, when we chant the whole thing, are we doing Siddha Kunjika, the first one?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, we'll do Siddha Kunchika first, and then we'll start with the Devi Kavacham after that. Okay. And like I said, that is how it is done in BPA. Like when you go to India, when I went and we did one, they chant Siddha Kunchika at the very end. So it doesn't matter. I think sometimes people just switch, right? That's okay either way. So, okay. All right. So let's get into, finally, we'll start with chapter 1 today, right? I think this was all the Purvangam that we had to do, but all of that was important. Because like the Keelakam, etc., like you said, each of that, the Keelakam was a nail, right? So because what we are now going to see is it starts getting into stories and things like that, right? But so it shouldn't look like it is superficial. So it's important to do all that, understand that. So now we are ready to start chanting this because each of them is embedded with the mantra, right? Which is there. So I'll just, what I'm thinking of doing, right? Instead of, because I won't say for every stanza. So every class, I'll probably take about 20-25 stanzas, say the meaning in one shot. Right, that we'll do for this class, and then we'll kind of do it in that way, right? So this one, as you all know, this was compiled by Markandeya, right? I say compiled because it is not like, he made it up, right? He heard it, and then, but he was the one who compiled it, who wrote it down, right? So this Markandeya is telling this to another Rishi called Bhaguri, who is not in that, but anyway, he's telling this to the Rishi. So he talks about how, we all know, I think most of you know about the Manus, right? We saw in Narayaniyam for whoever attended, that 1000 Chaturyugas are divided into 14 Manus. Each of the Manu has 71.25 Chaturyugas. We are now in the 7th Manu, Vaivasvata Manu. So during the time of the second Manu, which is Swarochisha, So that is going to come in somewhere in the first few chapters. Third stanza it will come. Swaro Chishentere Purvam. So that Swaro Chisha's Manu's time, there was a king called Surata. So that he was a very powerful king, right? And then, he was, of course, he was a very, strong, and we saw earlier on, right? He's a very powerful, strong king. However, what happens is at some point, right, and you'll be able to relate to it in your own life. At some point, he went into a war with this group called as the Kola Vidvamsi kings. There was a group of kings who were a sect of kings who were called Kola Vidvamsi. So he went to war with them. And although they were not as powerful as he was, somehow he lost the battle with them, which was unexpected. For him also, it was like a shocker. Like, how can I lose with these people, right? But he lost in the battle with them. When he lost with that, finally he lost everything, and then he only retained his city. His capital was only his. Everything else, the rest of the kingdom, he had lost. But only he was able to protect his capital. So he comes back to this capital. And when he comes back to the capital, of course, when your king loses, right, he has very limited things left right now. And he immediately starts seeing that the ministers who are in his inner circle, they all start abandoning him. They all start looting over the treasury and everything. And he is actually powerless right now. So whatever power he had, he no longer has, because he only has a very small city right now. So he says this life is useless, and he was feeling very ashamed also. He has lost all his ego, right, at this point. So he says, I'm going to go hunting. And one night he leaves the kingdom and he comes to a forest, saying that he's going to go hunting, but he's actually running away. But he doesn't want to tell people that he's running away. So he ends up in the hermitage of a sage called as Sumedas, a Brahmin sage. He ends up there. And when he comes to that area, he realizes somehow that the wild animals were all extremely tamed. Like everybody was like very, it was very peaceful. He felt that entire area was peaceful. Even the wild animals were peaceful in that area. So he decided that he wants to spend some time with the sage. So he settles down, right? But however, even after he settles down, his mind still keeps wandering. So he keeps thinking about, how I had all this wealth with me. I had all these great things with me. I was so powerful. I had all these people who were attending to me. Now I have nobody. That is one worry he has. The second worry he has is, my citizens, I was taking care of them so well. Now I am not there. Who is going to take care of my citizens? These ministers are bad people. They're actually going to end up doing bad things. The commander-in-chief of my elephants doesn't know how to manage the elephants. I was always giving him instructions and everything. And now without me, how is he going to win all the battles, right? So, and he's worried about the other people who are going to loot out his treasury. Like they don't know how to manage finance. I mean, this is something we all go through, right? I'm sure all of you have different ways of going through it, but we all feel that, even in our job, we feel that we are indispensable. Right? We feel like if I get let go, then what will happen to first of all, we'll feel a sort of depression after we get let go. Then we'll think, how will the company manage without me? Right? Same thing the king is also feeling. How is the finance guy going to do? How is the treasury? How is the warrior, the army people going to do? And all that he keeps worrying about, right? His mind is still wandering there. So one day he meets another Vaishya, a merchant, a very famous rich merchant, right? And he comes there. His name is Samadhi. So he meets this Vaishya there, and king asks him, hey, what's happening? You also look very worried, right? What's happening to you? So this Samadhi says, look, I was born in a very rich family, and my business was extremely successful. I was actually minting all the money, and everything was going fine. And now all of a sudden I made some bad decisions, and I ended up losing all my money. And when I ended up losing all my money, even whatever little was left, my wife and my children stole it away from me, right? So, I mean, this you all have heard Bhaja Govindam. I don't have to say it for, So in this Bhaja Govindam, in the Shankaracharya says very nicely, he says that if you have wealth, you'll be afraid of your own children, right? Even your own children, you'll start fearing them for them taking away your wealth. So this person says, my wife and my children took away my wealth. So he's like very disappointed at them, right? At the same time, he's sitting and also thinking, but I'm also being very concerned for them. I'm thinking, how will my wife manage without me? She doesn't understand a lot of these things. I was the one who used to take care of everything. My children, although, they're all like little older, they still are not independent. They cannot take care of them, right? So his mind is still wandering. He's saying that, they're going to fall into the wrong ways. And, so the king says, the king is now giving him advice, right? The king is telling, you are telling your wife and children took away wealth from you. Why are you worried about them now? You should actually start hating them, right? You should be annoyed at them for what they have done to you. Why are you worried about them? So this Vaishya says, whatever you say is true, right? My mind also feels the same thing. They've cheated me, they've tricked me into it. I should actually feel angry at them, which I still do. But at the same time, I can't let them go. I'm still thinking about my wife. I'm still thinking about my children. My love for them is not stopping, right? And so although I am a wise person, I'm still not able to get over this, right? So they keep talking about this. So then they come and meet this, the Brahmin, the sage, right? And then the king comes and tells the sage, we have a question for you, right? He says, number one, my mind is not under control. My mind keeps wandering and I'm not able to control my mind. And this is actually creating sorrow for me, number one. And then he gives the examples of, he gives his example, he gives the Vaishya's example, and say, even though both of us are affected, and we can tell what we are doing is wrong, right? We should not be influenced by this. We know that, right? You don't have to tell us that, don't worry about your wife, your children, they have abandoned you. Don't worry about your kingdom, you lost your kingdom, you're not going to get back. Don't give me that advice. I know that. But I'm not able to get my mind to not think about it. So you have to tell me, what can I do to control my mind? How do I not get my mind to go think about it, right? So that is the help I need, right? So they both go and pray, tell this, the Sumedas, the Brahmin sage, I need help. So that's where we'll stop for now, because that's about, I think, the first 30 stanzas or something, right? That comes from this. So, okay. All right. So, Om Namaschandikaye. So this one, one other comment. Each chapter has nyasam that you might see in your books, okay? But that is only if you do not do the nyasams all upfront. We've already done all of the nyasams, so we don't have to do the nyasams in front of every chapter. We are not going to do. We'll directly jump into the chapter. But people who don't do the nyasams upfront like we did, will do the nyasams at the beginning of every chapter, okay? But you will start seeing the nyasams are the same things which we have also done, right? So Om Namaschandikaye. So pretty much all of the stanzas are going to be the two-liners. Only in some chapters there are going to be four-liners. It will all follow the same tune, right? Om Aim Markandeyo Vacha Savarnihi putta is Surya Tanayo Yo Manuhu putta ih Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Bistarad Gadato Mama. So there are two ways you can chant this, okay? For those of you who are finding it hard to say the whole line together, you can break halfway and stop. So for example, Savarne Surya Tanayo Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamayata Dutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama. That's one way you can chant till you get used to it. But when you're going and chanting in a group, they won't pause in the middle of the line. They'll say the whole line together, okay? So, Savarne Surya Tanayo Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamayata Dutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama.
Savarnis Surya Tanayo Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamayata Dutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama. Savarnis Surya Tanayo Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamayasta Dutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama.
Om Namaschandikaye. Om Aim Markandeyo Vaja Savarne Suryadanayo Yo Manukatyadeshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarad Gadado Mama. Om Namaschandikaye. Om Aim Markandeyo Vaja Savarne Suryadanayo Yo Manukatyadeshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarad Gadado Mama.
Okay, we'll just switch. Anandji, you can be a student, and Sujata, you can be a student. Maha Mayanu Bhavena Yata Manvantaradipaha. Manvantaradipaha, but you can say it together. Manvantaradipaha Sa Bhabhuva Mahabhagaha putta is Mahabhagas Savarnis Tanayo Ravehe. So this is where in the second line, if you are saying half, then you'll end up saying Sabhabuva Mahabhagaha Savarnis Tanayo Rave. That is, if you're breaking the line. If you're saying it together, you put the is to join it, right? Mahamayanu Bhavena Yata Manvantaradhipaha स बभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयोरवेः
महामायानुभावेन यदा मन्वन्तराधिपः
बभूव
सभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयोरवे
रवेः
महामायानुभावेन यदा मन्वन्तराधिपः सभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयोरवे
रवेः आनंदजी विसर्ग at the end.
रवेः
Yeah.
महामायानुभावेन यथा मन्वन्तराधिपः स बभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयोरवेः महामायानुभावेन यथा मन्वन्तराधिपः स बभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयोरवेः
Swarochishentare. You can say it together. It's Swarochishe antare. This is the Swarocha that Manu, right? Swarochisentare purvam chaitra vamsha samudbhavaha suratho nama raja bhut samaste kshiti mandale. स्वारोचिषेन्तरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंशसमुद्भवः सुरथो नाम राजा भूत् समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले
स्वारोचिषेन्दरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंशे समुद्भवः सुरथो नाम राजा भूत् समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले स्वारोचिषेन्दरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंशसमुद्भवः सुरथो नाम राजा भूत् समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले
स्वारोचिषेन्तरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंशसमुद्भवः सुरतो नाम राजाभूत् समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले स्वारोचिषेन्तरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंशसमुद्भवः सुरतो नाम राजाभूत् समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले
तस्य पालयतः पुट इस् पालयतस् सम्यक् प्रजाः पुट इफ् प्रजाः पुत्रानिवौरसान् बभूवुः पुट इष् बभूवुष् शत्रवो भूपाः पुट इह् भूपाः कोला विध्वंसि नस्तदा. This is the कोला विध्वंसि clan of kings. So कोला विध्वंसि नस्तदा. तस्य पालयतः सम्यक् प्रजाः पुत्रानि वौरसान् बभूवुश्शत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसिनस्तदा.
तस्य पालयतः सम्यक् प्रजाः पुत्रानि निवोरसान् बभूव शत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसिनस्तदा तस्य पालयतः सम्यक् प्रजाः पुत्रानि वोरसान् बभूव शत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसिनस्तदा.
Anandji, that second line, first word, bhabhuvuhu put a ish, bhabhuvush shatravo.
Babhuvush.
Yeah.
तस्य पालयतः सम्यक् प्रजाः पुत्रानि वौरसान् बभूवुश्शत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसिनस्तथा तस्य पालयतः सम्यक् प्रजाः पुत्रानि वौरसान् बभूवुश्शत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसिनस्तथा
Tasya thairabhavat yuddham. So that ma that is there, easy to break it. Yuddham ati prabala dandinaha nyunairapi sa tair yuddhe kola vidvamsibhir jitaha. Vidvamsibhir jitaha. तस्य तैरभवत् युद्धम् अति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि स तैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः.
तस्य तैरभवत् युद्धम् अति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि स तैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः. तस्य तैरभवत् युद्धम् अति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि तैरुध्ये कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः
तस्य तैरभवद्युद्धम् अतिप्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि स तैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः तस्य तैरभवद्युद्धम् अतिप्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि स तैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः
ततः पुट इस ततस स्वपुरम आयातो निज देशाधिपो भवत, say it together, निज देशाधिपो भवत आक्रांतः पुट इस आक्रांतस स महाभागस तैस् तदा प्रबलारिभिः ततः स्वपुरमायातो निज देशाधिपो भवत आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
ततः स पुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः ततः स पुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
ततः स्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः ततः स्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
अमात्यैर् इर् साउंड बलिभिर् दुष्टैर्, so 3 इर्स्, बलिभिर् दुष्टैर् दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः अमात्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः
अमातेर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि सुपुरे ततः अमातेर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि सुपुरे ततः
अमात्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः अमात्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृत स्वाम्यः पुट इस हृत स्वाम्यत् स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम् ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृदस्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम् ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृदस्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम् ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्
स tatrashram amadrakshi. If you want to break it, or you can say the whole thing together also. Sa tatrashram amadrakshi dvija varyasya medasah prashantashva padakirnam muni shishyopa Shobhitam.
Rajesh ji, is it double ta or single ta? Sa ta ta.
Sa tatrashram. Tatra.
Oh, tatra. Okay. Thank you.
Tatra ashram.
Okay. Thank you.
Tatrashram. Sa tatrashramamadrakshi dvijaparyasya medhasah prashantashvapadakirnam munishishyopaशोभितम्.
सतत्राश्रमं मद्राशीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वपदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्.
That first line, Anandji, something was different. Sa tatrashram. Say it again.
सतत्राश्रममद्राशीत्.
No. So remove the word ashram, right? Ashram. So tatra ashram, right? So satatrashrama madrakshit.
सतत्राश्रममद्राशीत्.
Yeah, I mean you have to say it together, but yeah, letters are correct. Yeah.
मद्राशीत्. So सतत्राश्रममद्राशीत्. Is it correct, Rajesh?
No, so I think that no, you I mean you can practice it, but you kind of have to try to say the whole thing together in one thing if possible, right?
Can you
So
repeat one more time?
satatrashrama madrakshit.
सतत्राश्रममद्राशीत्.
Yeah, got it.
सतत्राश्रममद्राशीत् द्विजवैद्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वपदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्.
सतत्राश्रममद्राक्षी द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्. सतत्राश्रममद्राक्षी द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्. Oh, sorry, शिष्योपशोभितम्.
तस्थौ कञ्चित्स कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस् तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे. So vicharams, okay, and then tasmin, so you can break it there. It's also the halfway and also that's the right break also. Tasmin munivarashrame. तस्थौ कञ्चित् कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस्तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
तस्थौ कञ्चित् सकालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरं तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे. तस्थौ कञ्चित् सकालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरं तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
That vicharam is that second line.
विचरं
तस्थौ कश्चित् सवा
Kanchit.
कञ्चित् okay, sorry. तस्थौ कञ्चित् सकालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंश्च तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
Vicharams. अवलना.
Oh, okay.
This is the way it works is the vicharan, it'll come and then the tha comes and all that. There are rules. That's why it becomes vicharams that gets added there. I think it's vicharan or something is the actual word. Tasmin Munivarashrame, but that becomes a im will come on top and the is comes after that. So
Ma solnuma na solnuma vicharams tasminna vicharan tasminna.
Vicharams should be okay. I think some I don't know in the specific context if it becomes an in or im, there may be a different rule there.
Okay. Tastau kanchit sakalam cha munina tena satkritah itasshvetascha vicharams.
Itaschetascha.
Oh, itaschetascha vicharamscha vicharam tasmin munivarashrame.
Yeah. Sochinta yat tada tatra mamatva krishta chetanaha mat purvaihi, put a f, purvaih palitam purvam maya hinam puram hi tat. सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र मम त्वाकृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्
सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र मम त्वाकृष्टचेदनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत् सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र मम त्वाकृष्टचेदनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्
सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र मम त्वाकृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत् सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र मम त्वाकृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्
मद्भृत्यैस्तैर सद्वृत्तैर् so it and thai वृत्तैर् धर्मतः put f धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती सदा मदः मद्भृत्यैस्तैरसद्वृत्तैर्धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती सदा मदः
मद्वृत्तेस्तैरसवृत्ते धर्मदः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती सदा मदः
just a ra तैर
मद्वृत्तेस्तैरसद्वृत्ते धर्मदः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती तदा मदः सदा मदः
मद्भृत्यैस्तैरसद्वृद्धैर्धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ति सदा मदः मद्भृत्यैस्तैरसद्वृत्तैर्धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ति सदा मदः
मम वैरिवशं यातः put ih sound यातः कान् भोगान् उपलप्स्यते if you want to break it भोगान् उपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसाद धन भोजनैः मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगान् उपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसाद धन भोजनैः
मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगानुपलप्स्यते ये मामनुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः
ममानुगता
मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगानुपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः
मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगान् उपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगान् उपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः
अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य ध्या sound तेद्य kurvantyanya so you can't break it because multiple sandhis there so kurvantyanya asamyag ig sound asamyag vyaya shilaistaihi put a ich sound shilaistaih kurvadbhihi put a is kurvadbhis satatam vyayam I think a couple of lines are going to be tongue twisters in this. First chapter is a little hard. First chapter is going to be hard. Second, third is easy. Fourth is hard. Fifth is easy. Sixth is easy. Some of the chapters are going to be hard, but you'll get used to it, right? So, Anuvrittim dhruvam tedya kurvantyanya mahibhritam असंयग्व्ययशीलैस्तैः कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम्
अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीमृता
असंयग्
असम्यक् व्ययशीलैस्ते ते कुर्वद्भिः सततं वयम् कुर्वद्भिः सततं वयम् अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीमृता असम्यक् शीलस्ते कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम्.
Yeah, that second line, that word sheelais, you have sheelaistaihi, right? So you put the, yeah, you put the ich sound, so sheelaistai. Yeah.
Anuvrittim dhruvam tedya kurvantyamahibhritam
Kurvantyanya.
kurvantyanyamahibhritam asamyagvyaya शीलैस्त्यै kurvadbis satatam vyayam anuvrittim dhruvam tedya kurvanyamahibhritam asamyagvyaya शीलैस्त्यै kurvadbis satatam vyayam.
And the second is kurvadbis.
Kurvadbis. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
We'll do one more and we'll stop. Sanchitaha, put a is sanchitas soti dukkhena kshayam kosho gamishyati, short e. Etach chan yacha, all each sound. Etach chan yacha satatam chintayamasa parthivaha. Sanchitah soti dukkhena kshayam kosho gamishyati. एतच्चान्यच्च सततं चिन्तयामास पार्थिवः
सञ्चितस्सोऽधि दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एतच्चान्यश्च सततं चिन्तयाम स पार्थिवः सञ्चितस्सोऽधि दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एतच्चान्यश्च सततं चिन्तयाम स पार्थिवः
Sanchitasoti dukkena kshayam kosho gamishyati etachanyaccha satatam chintayamasa parthivaha. Sanchitasoti dukkena kshayam kosho gamishyati etachanyaccha satatam chintayamasa parthivaha.
Hari Om. Okay, we'll stop the class here today. So a couple of just quick announcements. So because in Chicago there are a lot of people who chant Devi Mahatmyam, right? Primarily during COVID, all of us learned it, or pre-COVID, and then the COVID was like an accelerator for everybody to learn. So we have monthly Parayanams which happen, in-person Parayanams which happen. So this Sunday we have the Parayanam at my house. I think I put it in the message also. There's a different monthly group which you all can join later on once you finish learning all this, right? Of course, you all are welcome to join. It will be from 3 o'clock. It'll start, and pretty much they'll go at super fast pace. So it'll finish it off in like in 2.5 hours, all the way from beginning to the end. They'll finish it, right? So that'll be, and then we'll do some extra Atharva Shirsham and everything in the beginning. So it'll take approximately 3 hours. So whoever is able to, please join, right? Chicago people. Next week we won't have a class because I think I don't know how many of you are going to go for Dushyant Sridhar's Bhagavata Saptangam happening in Lamont. So we will not have the class next week, and then we'll meet the class after. Okay.
Thank you. Online Dushyantoda program.
I mean, Chicago on the in person. I don't know if it's online. I don't know if it's going to be online. No. Yeah. It's in person in Lamont.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he is on a US tour, right?
Yeah, it's going to be like all the way from Monday to Sunday.
Is it English or Tamil?
English.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Okay, thank you, Rajesh. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.